Hello everyone, myself Dr. B.S. Londe, working as Assistant Professor in Chemistry, Karmavir Bhaurav Patil Mahavidyalaya, Pandharpur. Now today we will see what is the syllabus for semester 5th for organic chemistry paper, and this is choice based credit syllabus, that CBCS syllabus. So the paper number is 11, title is organic chemistry, and paper code is KBP S CHEM 3511. This 3 indicates third year, 5 stands for fifth semester, and this 11 is paper number 11. Okay, this paper is for 4 credits and there are 60 contact hours for this paper. The first chapter or the first unit is IR spectroscopy or infrared spectroscopy. In this unit, we will see introductory section of IR spectroscopy, then principle of IR spectroscopy, and schematic diagram of double beam IR spectrophotometer. Then we will see fundamental modes of vibrations, types of vibrations, Hooke's law, and the factors affecting values of vibrational frequencies. Then we will see conditions for absorption of radiation and selection rule, and fundamental group regions of IR spectrum, in that functional group region, fingerprint region, and aromatic region. These 3 regions we will see in detail. Then characteristic absorption of various functional groups, and lastly we will move to applications of IR spectroscopy. In application of IR spectroscopy, we will see how to determine the structure, then how to identify the functional groups present in the compound, and we will also solve some spectral problems based on IR spectroscopy. After completion of infrared spectroscopy, we will study nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy, that is NMR spectroscopy. In this NMR spectroscopy also we will see introductory section, then PMR, that is nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy, when it is concerned with proton, that is H1, then it is also known as PMR instead of NMR. PMR, proton magnetic resonance spectroscopy, this we will see. And after that, principle of PMR spectroscopy, then magnetic and non-magnetic nuclei, what is meant by magnetic nuclei and non-magnetic nuclei, and how to identify these magnetic and non-magnetic nuclei, that we will see in detail. Then we will see theory of PMR spectroscopy. In theory, what is meant by spinning nuclei, magnetic moment and magnetic field, precessional motion of nuclei, and this precessional motion, here mathematical details are not expected, and nuclear resonance, this is very important. Then NMR, in NMR we will see instrumentation, the schematic diagram and different components of the NMR instrument, that we will see. Then shielding and de-shielding effect. After shielding and de-shielding, we will see chemical shift, measurement of chemical shift by delta scale and tau scale. These are the two scales used in NMR spectroscopy, NMR spectrum, that is delta scale and tau scale, that we will see how they are represented in the NMR spectrum and what is the difference between delta and tau scale. Then TMS as a reference. Why this TMS, tetramethylsilan, is used as standard or reference, and what are the advantages of using TMS as an internal standard or reference in NMR spectroscopy? Then the peak area, it is also known as integration. What is meant by integration? Peak area in NMR spectrum. And n+1 rule, that is spin splitting, we will see in detail and we will solve some problems based on this. Then definition of coupling constant, that is J value of first order coupling, and the PMR spectra of some popularly known compounds, that is ethanol, ethyl bromide, acetaldehyde, 1,1,2 tribromoethane, ethyl acetate, acetophenone, benzaldehyde, propanoic acid, and benzoic acid. These are the some molecules of which we will see the PMR spectra. They are spin splitting, how many signals, and where the signals are actually appear in NMR spectrum. In the last point, we will solve some problems pertaining to the structure of elucidation of simple organic compounds using PMR spectroscopic data, and along with this PMR spectroscopic data, we will also use the previously studied spectroscopic methods and their data, that is IR and UV. This UV we have studied last year. After studying the IR and NMR spectroscopy, we will move to mass spectroscopy. And in this mass spectroscopy, after seeing the introduction, we will see theory of mass spectroscopy and schematic diagram of mass spectrometer. Then formation of ions by ionization, types of ions with examples, how many types of ions are there, that we'll see in detail. And finally, applications of IR spectroscopy. Mainly two applications we will focus on, that is determination of molecular weight and determination of molecular formula. After studying mass spectroscopy, we will see the stereochemistry. Introduction of stereochemistry, Beer-Strain theory, theory of stainless ring, then conformation and stability of cyclohexane and monosubstituted cyclohexane. This conformation and stability of cyclohexane and monosubstituted cyclohexane. And in case of monosubstituted, only one example is there for our syllabus, that is methyl cyclohexane. Then locking of conformation in tertiary butyl cyclohexane. And finally, stereoselective and stereospecific reactions. Stereochemistry of addition of halogen to alkene, that is syn and anti-addition. The specific example of addition of bromine to butene, here mechanism is not expected, and alkaline hydrolysis of 2-chlorobutane to butanol. this example of SN2 reaction. These two reactions we will see in stereoselective and stereospecific reactions. Then in name reactions, we are going to see some important reactions in organic chemistry, and in these all reactions mainly we will see general reaction, then mechanism of that reaction in detail, and some applications of that reactions. In reaction, general as well as specific reactions that is expected from us. So in this name reaction chapter, the reactions are Staube condensation, Oppenauer oxidation, Mirwin-Pondorf-Verlet reduction, which is also known as MPV reduction, Reformatsky reaction, Wagner-Mirwin rearrangement, Hofmann rearrangement reaction, Wittig reaction, and after seeing all these reactions, we will solve some related problems based on the reactions that we have already studied. And the last chapter in this organic chemistry paper, that is reagents in organic synthesis. Here, introduction of reagent is expected and some specific reagents are there for our study. That is, first one, sodium borohydride, and its use in reduction of aldehyde and ketone, NaBH4. Then lithium aluminum hydride and its specific use in reduction of aldehyde, ketone, acid, and esters. Then osmium tetroxide and how it is used for hydroxylation of alkenes. 1,3-dithione and its use or significance in Omphlung concept, reaction with alkyl halide and alkyl halide. And the last point in the reagents in organic synthesis, that is selenium dioxide and its use in oxidation of carbonyl compounds and allylic oxidation. All these points we will see in detail and we will study. So I welcome you all in the 5th semester of BSc 3rd year. Thank you.